our show. So come on in and take a seat. Warrior class, we got the keys. Dun, 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 dun. To get you where you need to be, just study our show, and you're gonna grow like crazy. Watching you will see. Dun, 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 dun. Warrior class, we got the keys, just watch our show, 'cause it's for you and your babies.
Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers will pass.
And you will too, if you pass.
Right.
All right. We are on the karate or capoeira in the car will get you killed episode.
In the street too, probably. I'm not gonna say that. No. You know what? I just got on some folks about picking at a martial arts on a post on Facebook. They was talking about I'm not gonna say the art, but that a brother that I think Baba knows had is part of his system or whatever, and they look at the art, then they start doing patty cake. They basically saying the art is patty cake. So I got on the page. It's like, I know y'all ain't picking on nobody else's art. I'm gonna tell you who they was. They Krav Maga people, and I'm like, I know Krav Maga. I call them Krav Maga.
Right.
I know them Krav Magas. I know y'all ain't picking at nobody else. Y'all the laughing stock of combatants, and the guy gonna try to play victim. How am I? I'm simply pointing out how is this in bad character? Because I said it was in bad. How is this in bad character? I said, if I got to tell you, then you ain't gonna understand. So don't worry about it. But the thing about it, what we do is show what's wrong. That's the difference. Right, we ain't picking on it. We saying this won't work. This is why it won't work. They just making fun of it like they got the answers. It's crap. So excuse us. But did you introduce what show this is? Oh yeah, car get you messed up.
So we are going to be inside and outside today. We're going to go out to the car when we do the technical part and show you all how to protect yourself. This came about from a video I saw of a man was in the car with another man, and number one, Uber driver. It was an Uber driver. Uber drivers usually don't let you ride in the front, but they do sometimes. Like I've been in the front car, front seat sometimes. Out of town. But usually that's you got multiple people in the back, and then you got to ride in the front. But he let this man ride in the front, and the man, hey, give up your money. Now, number one, give up your money. Ain't nothing worth fighting for your life over.
Right.
It was talking about material, right? So you give that up. Now, I've said before, shit, that's my last $10, but we got to go.
That's what I was thinking about. My last 10, we got to do something.
But, shit, if I'm doing okay and you just want I got $200 in my pocket, I'm going to give it up, or the car. I'm going to give it up.
It's insured, man, whatever.
He give up the car, give up the money. And the guy, no. And he's pressing on this arm. Like he reaches across, press on this arm.
You doing like this? But with this hand?
No, this hand.
So
like that. Right, up here. Now that could work until it don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Almost. Yep, that's it. Oh, he had a knife?
Yeah, a knife.
Oh no, that's bad.
And he got to shanking him up, stabbed him 16 times, killed him.
Oh Lord.
So we're gonna dealing with a knife if a person's in the front seat with you. We're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with now, and this has been pressure tested. So I'm trying to pull my knife, trying to pull my gun, try to get out the car several different ways, and I'll show it out there. Then I'll show you how to survive.
And that's the difference, man. In some combat sports, and some in martial arts, in a lot of them, the techniques haven't been tried, tested on the battlefield. They haven't really been pressure tested, and people get this false sense of what's supposed to work and what don't work. So that's the good thing about what we're showing y'all and what we're doing. But you mind if before we get started, I do have a little news. But also, you know, I miss the wellness side, man. I gotta throw. I just want to throw two wellness um, comments that I have, and I know y'all did a real good job, and the show was great, was excellent. What I want to do real quick, just say is that, because you know, I'm one of those people that believe when we really know, we do better. Like you can know, excuse me, you can know smoking cigarettes is bad for you, but when you know how bad, when you see lungs, when somebody give you all the facts to it, it changes your perspective. Because one thing we know, information changes your reality, and you can't help that for the most part. And a lot of times we get cliche things that don't. It's not real information. When somebody say smoking bad for you, everything bad for you. But if you don't know the degree of it, it doesn't really affect you. So I want to say real quick, because I know one thing that's common that a lot of people do is drink soda. So one little piece of info I want to give you about soda. So soda has a pH balance of 2, right? And your body, the human body is, and that's pH balance is basically, it stands for potential hydrogen. That's what pH balance stands for. So we supposed to be like a 7.3. That's the average pH balance. To be less than that is to be acidic and to get disease, and you more, you know, toxicity is more likely to harm you if you're any less than 7.3 or 7, you know, 7. So soda is 2. So 1 16-ounce soda, right, is 100,000. I want to say this right. It's like 100,000 times more acidic than what 7 is, right? So if you drink 1 16-ounce soda, it takes 32 glasses of 16-ounce alkaline water just to neutralize that 1 16-ounce soda. It takes 32. I'm not making this up. You can look this up. 1 soda, 16-ounce. That's the danger that you put yourself in, the toxicity level. It takes 32 glasses of alkaline water. And then think about the fact that some people will drink more soda than, you know, water. Some people don't drink no water and just drink soda.
One of my students went a whole years without drinking water.
I know a woman who used to drink every day, only drunk Diet Pepsi and turkey breasts, and ate turkey breasts. And they lost like 200 pounds. Mm-hmm. They also lost the ability to bear children. Mm-hmm. They didn't realize that at the time.
See, and this brother, he was like, you know, it's not harming me. It's good for me. You know, I'm still getting my water through the soda. And he had bumps this big, like dozens of them on his back. And then talking about some, I don't know where that come from. He's supposed to be here today.
Oh, it's funny because we will really try to disassociate the elements that we have with the things that we do. I used to smoke cigarettes.
And he got angry with me too when I told him.
I used to smoke Newports back in the days. As a teenager, in my teens till I was about 20, maybe 25. And I remember the last time I smoked, I was lighting when I used to hit a cigarette, after I finished, I would cough so much every now and then that one time I threw up cold. Actually threw up cold. I didn't think that was possible. I threw up cold. I still smoked. This is the same day. I still smoked. And then I would light the cigarette. I lit the cigarette up and I felt pins and needles on the back of my neck. And I thought about it, I was like, man, I be feeling that from time to time. Just these pins and needles, just right on the back of my neck. And I'm hitting the cigarette and I'm feeling the pins and needles every time I pull the cigarette. And I'm like, I wonder if this cigarette is doing that. And when I said that to myself, I felt so stupid. And I just looked at the cigarette and said, man, what am I doing?
Well, speaking of smoking cigarettes, my mother smoked for 40 years and then she stopped. She hasn't smoked for about 30 years now.
Great.
But one, I realized she was smoking as a child.
Mm.
But two, because I mean she's 93, but
right.
My mother now has cancer.
Mm.
And I was scared to talk about it because I don't know, if I can get through that without crying. But she now has cancer, man, and they can't. I mean, they're not going to treat her because of her age.
Right.
It's probably best.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
Because instead of that chemo and shit, all that'll send you off way quicker. By the way.
Yes.
But she stopped for decades ago, but still that 40 years of smoking affected her body.
Definitely. I know that I still feel the effect sometimes. That's why I say, like, once you're a smoker, you're always a smoker. Even light smoking has the same effect of being overweight by like 25, 30 pounds as far as the pressure on your organs. Mm. It's the same effect. So you can smoke.
Light smoking.
Yeah, that means 2 cigarettes a day.
No,
that's like smoking.
My mother was smoking, I want to say 20 a day.
That's like the average person, the average heavy smoker is probably smoking. That's like a pack a day. Most heavy smokers is smoking like that. And so if you light smoking, and that's putting the average, say, like 30 pounds on your organs, you can only imagine. So that's going to be some damage that you're not going, it's not going to materialize right away, but it is going to come to you. So that's and real quick on that, a lot of people don't understand what a tumor is. And when your body gets a tumor, a lot of problems that you see from cancer deals with the cancer treatment and not the cancer itself. It's like people was dying from AIDS, the medicine from AIDS versus AIDS, really. Right. That's because this modern Western medicine is cut, burn, poison. Right. They can't cut it out, they can't burn it out, they can't poison it, they don't know what to do with it. So when you get a tumor, the tumor is your body protecting you. It's taking all the poison and putting it in one space so it can't get out and poison the rest of the cells and the rest of the body. Now, I don't know the technical terms for this, but what they do to find out what's going on with the tumor is they prick it and open it up and see what's inside of it. Well, when you do that, what do you think happens? Right. So just this whole Western medicine that we are victim to isn't helping us. So it's not preventive at all. So that's my little health thing, and I'll leave that alone. I had a little bit of news. One thing I did not know that was going on in Chicago. I thought this would be interesting. This just came out April 17th. Homeless have been caught, and Bob will show you this picture right now. Mm-hmm. They have been spotted living on the top of city buses. That's what's happening now. And so all around Chicago, you're seeing this going on a lot. They're on the roof of city buses, and the police have tried to stop it, but they can't. They're breaking where the buses are at and get on top of it. And I imagine, even though when they're moving is it may be windy, if you got a tent, if you put your tent on top of it, and you right in the back where the engine is, you staying warm. So that's just a sign, man, of how bad things
and they caused that. So Chicago used to have this area called Lower Wacker. You got Wacker Drive, you got Lower Wacker. Mm. You still got that place, but in Lower Wacker, it was actually a city of homeless. They had a mayor and all of that.
Wow.
And a brother of mine used to go there, and he'd give them mink coats and shit like that, expensive ass shoes, and he'd take them food. And he had a real love for the people down there, and they treated him well. And I've been down there, a couple of times. First time I went down there, I was terrified. Mm. I'm like, man, it's a whole city of homeless people. And, shit. Oh my God. And we don't like to touch the homeless and shit. But I do. My wife was taken aback. There's this brother, he used to be homeless. He down here, martial arts expert too. He was homeless. So I used to embrace them and shit. My wife be taking it back. I'm like, I'm used to that. Probably not the safest thing because I could catch something, but that's what I was used to down there. And the people, I embraced them and shit. They be clean. They didn't stink like some homeless do it.
Like you imagine, so you already put stink on them.
Well, right. But some of them do stink.
Some of them do stink.
But down there, they did. They had some kind of cleaning system. They had it was
That's
nice.
They was showering and they were taking old telephone booths because I seen this. They was taking old telephone booths and using them as showers.
Yeah, I mean they had
ingenuity.
They had a scientific system down there, and it worked. And the police didn't mess with them and nothing for years. Then the businesses wanted to do something with Lower Wacker or whatever. And so the police began to harass those people, ran them out, put them in jail, stuff, And so now Lower Wacker still don't have no businesses down there, but they don't have no homeless either. So now the homeless, well, they ain't disappear. So they got to go on the tops of buses and stuff like that. Also on the street, you will see them. Those grids and I don't know if you're not from a logic, you won't know, but there are grids in the ground.
Yeah.
And that heat from there, from underground comes up. You'll see homeless sleeping on that too.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
To try to stay warm,
I don't know. I look at how they here they had a big mission what they were doing, how they was moving homeless people by putting rocks or those the cement now with edges and lumps where they used to sleep at, so they can't sleep there no more. And so now I just see them at churches' doorsteps and stuff like that. So at one, it was all under the bridge and concentrated. All they did was spread it out. So now you see it more everywhere instead of it was just one place you went downtown.
Those ugly things down there.
Yeah. Like that's just ridiculous, man. It's definitely an assault on the homeless. So, and that's why we need to be patient and kind to people sometimes. Not nice, where you drop your guard and all that, but tolerant and kind to people because, man, we all just snap away from being like that ourselves, and you never know what people are going through. And I'm gonna share with y'all this last piece of information, man. So the only reason I'm sharing it because I'm getting the handle now. I've been going through this plumbing issue. Y'all heard me talk about this since we were in North Carolina doing the show. And it has been so difficult to where my toilet is suspect. You never know when it's going to say no more, please. So I find myself at the gas station with tissue and alcohol and stuff, cleaning and laying, you know what I'm saying? I'm using the bathroom at the local gas station or whatever. I try to pick the nicest ones. So she talking about call Aaron the plumber. He talking. I have to be there, have the two-piece Aaron the plumber. He talking about Aaron the plumber be like, what he got to say, and he always say, I get on my nerves when I hear him say it. But anyway, so I'm going to this gas station, which is I picked the best one. That's that's a truck stop too, because they have to maintenance and keep those cleaner. Better stalls and all that stuff. I done found the good ones. It's been 2 weeks now, 3 weeks actually, even a little longer. So as I'm and a healthy person goes to the bathroom quite a lot. So I find myself at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning at the gas station. Being there, what I've started realizing is, man, I'm seeing these same cars. I'm seeing some of these same people because of the truck stop. You got people hanging around. You don't realize who's don't have a truck. They just out there. Mm-hmm. And then you start looking and, I'm paying attention to my surroundings. So I started realizing wait a minute, these some of these people, most of these people are living in their trucks and their cars. And when I say trucks, I'm not talking about they tractor trailer. I'm talking about they straight truck, like a U-Haul truck.
Mm-hmm.
And they living in their cars, and it be nice cars. I'm talking about you would never know because it's 2020 Hyundai, but you can tell how it's set up that they're living in it.
In the Tesla.
Right, yeah, living in their Teslas. I actually seen two matching Jeeps. They parked side by side each other, so it looked fancy, but they living in that. And I mean, of course, it makes sense to, if you got to give up your apartment or your car, and you got a job, which one you gonna do? Because, and it's all about what's important to you. But if you need to get to that work, and it's not on the bus line or nothing, you're gonna need that car. You can get another place, but if you lose that car, then you lose that job. It could be a trickling effect. And so it just really kind of humbled me of just thinking, man, how close, any of us could be, especially with the fact that we in a depression. They won't tell y'all that. They won't say recession. It's really a depression. Anything can happen with these big businesses. So just be, aware, be kind as you can to people, and realize, I say be kind because you never know. Well, I was dealing with this plumbing issue, and the plumber took my money and all this stuff going on, and other things, life is happening. I can talk to y'all and smile and everything, but really I'm right here. This is my stress level right here. It don't take but somebody to say, hey, man, what the fuck? It don't take but that for me to be ready to go, or at the tip. I might not go, but I'm right here ready. And you don't know that when you're being rude to somebody for no reason, or just, being nasty or something like that. You never know, especially dealing with these people outside. So just be careful, be as polite as you can without sacrificing anything. You know what I'm saying? And just be aware.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, before I see my family homeless, some banks will be appropriated. some bank funds will be appropriated. Ain't no way.
Look,
I'm gonna have that happen to my family, man. I remember one time when my son was a baby. We didn't have the money for the gas bill, so the gas was off.
Mm.
So it was cold, and it was in the winter in Atlanta. Luckily, not Chicago. We wouldn't survive, but and they can't turn off your gas in Chicago, by the way, when it's wintertime.
In a real way. I'm sorry. That's what he always said. Aaron the plumber. Yeah, in a real way, man. I ain't hearing that. In a real way. God, I can't stand that. Go ahead.
So I'm looking. I had a coat on Ade, who was 1, and then Abiola, my daughter at the time, was 3, 4, and we had coats on.
Mm.
And I'm looking at them, and I just started crying, man. I'm like, damn, they sitting in the cold. You know what I mean?
What you gonna do?
And I was injured. I had surgery had been done on my shoulder, so I couldn't work. My wife was working at that time. She was working at this car dealership, right? And that was just enough to pay the bills, the electricity, and the rent. But it wasn't, because we lived in an apartment at that time. But couldn't pay the gas, man. And I'm waiting on I got a lawsuit against Office Depot. I'm waiting on that money to come in. I looked at my children, started crying, and I was like, I'm going to do some crime. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something to somebody out there. I'm going to give it another week. If that check hasn't come,
right,
I'm going to give it one more week, and then I am doing something to somebody or to some business. I'm getting our money. And
imagine running in the
and got the money, got the check. I think the next day. So I was able to
see Foster go. Let me calm this through
Yeah, let me
before you brought
right.
food
Because it
around.
knew I was gonna do it. You know, I went out one time in Chicago. My mother sent me to the store. I went to the store, got groceries, and I dropped her $10. Now $10 ain't much to some folk, but to us, it was a hell of a lot.
Yeah, depending on when you
My
got
mother said, "Boy, you done lost." Now she wouldn't care about $10,
it.
right?
But
But
going
then
out, me losing my mama $10. Yeah.
she was like, "You done lost my $10, boy. We need that $10." I was like, "Okay, Mom, it's okay. I go get it." I was gonna rob the first motherfucker I saw. But walking up the block, I saw the $10. It had blown
Wow.
against this fence. I said, "Oh, here go the $10. Here we go." And I went back home. But I was walking up. She's like, "No, don't do nothing to nobody now." No, I'm not mine. I was gonna rob the first motherfucker I saw.
I'm not gonna tell y'all this whole story. I'm gonna tell Baba when we get off the camera. But the other week, of course, I'm dealing with all this plumbing stuff. The guy done paid over $2,000. He as soon as I gave him the last bit of money, he started getting crazy. As soon as I gave it to him, he was like, "Yeah, you know, you rubbed me." As soon as I sent the money, I was like, "Did you get the money?" He's like, "Yeah, but I'm still gonna have to cancel for right now." I was like, "What you mean?" Because I just talked to him an hour before that. I was like, "Couldn't you have told me that before I sent you the last bit of the money?" He was like, "Yeah, but you rubbed me the wrong way though." I said, "Wait, how did I rub you the wrong way?" He was trying to get me
And
to
that ain't
bait
got
me.
nothing with business either.
Yeah, talking about because you know you got your cousin calling me and stuff. I said, wait. My cousin came, asked me what did the plumber do. I can't explain it, so I asked you, could my cousin speak to you? And you said yes. And then I you know what I'm saying. So is that rubbing you the wrong way? I said, wait, even if I wanted a second opinion, this is business. Would that rub you the wrong way? And then I had to reel it back because I realized he was trying to bait me. And he's like, "Well, look, I give you money back." Well, I already spent 15. He was talking about the 6 I just gave him. I give you money back. I said, "Well, you know, contract work, you can't. Nobody gonna want to work after you you ain't finished. So somebody gonna charge me more than that to go after you? Like, no, sir. I'll wait." And 3 weeks now, he's there doing the work right now. So last week, I'm sitting home. I'm trying to sell these items on social media. I had people. Anytime you sell something on social media, you're gonna have people trying to set you up left and right. "Hey, meet me here." I'm not meeting you there. It's 11 o'clock at night. Why would I meet you in this dark place right here? So I'm just saying, come on, man. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. But now I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm frustrated. I done gave up all my money. I can't use the bathroom. This man playing with me. And so the person said, I'm not going to tell the whole story. She's looking like, please don't tell the whole story. She know the story. So the person says, somebody texts me like, "Hey, I want this right now. It's 10, 11 o'clock. I want to get this right now." I said, "Okay. All right. I'm going to give it to you. Because I'm tired of being played with." And I'm going to end the story right there. The moral of the story is stop with people. Right. And the last bit of news I just want to say this real quick. They did a test in colleges and found out, contrary to popular belief, that friends who roast each other are 300 times more likely to be more loyal. It's a true fact. They say psychologists believe friends who grill each other with frequent good-natured jokes have stronger friendships after all.
See.
The first thing I posted this and said, "I'm a good friend. I'm a good friend." So look, and I really believe that if you think about the people who join you, them the people who will tell you the truth. Them the people that are most loyal and most honest. That's what the study has found out. It's playfully, of course, because nobody ain't gonna really. Well, some people will, but the people who usually doing that, it's usually in earnest or whatever. So don't take it so bad when people. You got friends like me or friends like Baba that's gonna clown you a little bit. It's all in good nature. We the most loyal. I just want to put that out there.
Boom. And I'm a Pisces, so boom. All right. So
started on that. Greetings, family. How y'all doing? Sorry I was late. Greetings, Bubba.
He says you heard about when she was late. That's why I'm sorry. I know.
Because she figured we started roasting her now about
No. We wait for it.
Doesn't take much.
Okay.
My whole show notes is okay. There we go.
All
right. So the episode, it was based off of the brother being robbed and off of two sisters who work for Uber. One took several of my workshops because she's in constant fear of being assaulted while driving Uber. The other, you remember that sister? She was kind of heavy set. She'd be, damn, I can't remember my name now. The other I met when I took an Uber once, and the sister had a baby seat in the front seat with a coat in it. I knew she had a gun in the seat by the way she kept patting it until she got comfortable with me. I revealed that I'm a security specialist and I know she has a pistol in the baby seat. Mm-hmm. She was shocked, laughed, and showed me her pistol, which is a 9mm hollow point.
Wow.
After having
real comfortable.
Yeah. After having a discussion about why hollow point pistols suck, but hollow point rifles are excellent, I then gave her several safety tips. And hollow point, by the way, hollow point.
I'm about to say they want to know now.
So hollow point rifles are excellent. They're excellent firearms. Hollow point pistols are garbage.
Hollow point. I never heard of bullets.
You're talking about high point.
Not hollow point. God.
Okay, I was
yeah, high point. Hollow point is a pistol. High point. Yeah, high point. Excuse me.
I was about to say, wait a minute, I never heard that brand.
Yeah, high point rifles are good, excellent, actually.
Yes.
High point pistols are garbage.
They ran me away and made me give up my high point pistol. I was like, I'm gonna get something. I got this $150. Mm-hmm. I got a high point. It went around them. Man, I tell you that thing in. Got me a high point rifle instead.
Now I tell you, high point. I call it hollow point because it's a hollow ass rifle. Pistol. High point pistols.
A police officer told me to get that high point.
He was trying to set him up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he probably was cracking up after you left.
I'm sure. But I see you, boy.
They're not. they're not accurate. They're a terrible firearm. Terrible. If you have a high point,
too, they just bulky and big.
Well, yeah, right. If you have a high point, sell it.
Sell it. Oh yeah,
high
they got
point
the yeet
cannon.
The
yeet cannon.
Yeah, they got.
That's what it's called.
It's called the yeet cannon. Now, who they market that to?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeet cannon. Oh my God! Different colors and everything. The pistol ain't lying.
It comes in different.
Yeah, it comes in different colors. The yeet cannon,
like purple.
Yeah, with flames. It got a little flame. I can't remember. I think it got a little flame on the side.
A flame on the side, man. They really tripping.
That yeet cannon, boy. That
yeet
cannon.
That's some garbage. All right, so yeah, she had the hollow point in there. So after I had high point. After having the discussion about why high point pistols suck, but high point rifles are excellent, I then gave her several safety tips. I'm sure I gave them both advantages, but the unfortunate reality is that rideshare drivers face a unique set of risks, so they require a unique set of skills to stay safe.
I don't know if you remember this, Baba, but I might have been one of the first drivers that you advised. You used to give me advice because I was driving Lyft, but I never had any issues.
You were lucky.
Never once.
You were lucky.
Not even falling asleep on them. No. Sorry. Gotta go to Jonah things. Sorry about that. Uber, Lyft, and cab drivers, and this is my cousin is and a few of my cousins that you met. He has a limousine service and a cab company. So all my first cousins that lived next door to me growing up, they all drive a cab. So this is really good, but you can't tell them nothing. So
and remember cabs,
party bus too, right?
Yeah, it drives party buses and all that. So Uber, Lyft, and cab drivers, remember them, often work late hours, pick up intoxicated passengers, and drive in unfamiliar areas. These factors increase the likelihood of encountering aggressive or even violent individuals. According to Uber's U.S. safety report released in 2022, there were 153 fatalities related to Uber rides from 2021 to 2022. That's not, when you look at fatalities, 150, that means it ended in the death of someone. A lot of fatalities, we thinking just accidents or something. We don't realize what that means. Anyway, additionally, the report found that drivers were the victims of 42% of sexual assault cases reported through the app. Dang. While Uber and Lyft have implemented safety features, drivers must take precautions.
I want to say something about that too. 42% of sexual assault cases reported through the app, the drivers were the victims, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
But 58%.
Wait a minute.
The passenger was the victim.
That's important to notice.
So
the driver.
Get yourself prepared, whether you are the driver or the passenger.
Right. One thing about that though, I'm still, even though I haven't driven Lyft for several years now, I'm still a part of a group on Facebook that is Uber and Lyft drivers, and people talking about their experiences all the time. And people do file a lot of false reports. I could see it going all the way up to sexual assault, but all the time people are filing false reports just to get money back, just so they can ride for free, that kind of thing.
But those 153 fatalities.
Right, yeah.
That's different. But no, I can definitely see what you're saying is happening as well.
Yeah, it happens all the time. Let me see. There have been multiple cases where Uber and Lyft drivers faced dangerous situations. In Las Vegas, 2021, an Uber driver was brutally attacked by a passenger who refused to wear a mask. The driver was punched and had his phone stolen before the passenger fled. In Chicago, 2019, a Lyft driver had to fend off a passenger who attempted to choke him from the back seat. The driver managed to stop the car and escape, avoiding serious injury. And in Florida in 2018, an Uber driver was carjacked at gunpoint by a passenger. Fortunately, the driver remained calm and cooperated, later reporting the incident to the police. For those riding Uber and Lyft, you must have good situational awareness and effective techniques under your belt, as well as someone tracking your trip if possible. On April 1st, 2025, as of April 1st, 2025, a staggering 283 new cases were added to the cases of Uber drivers sexually assaulting riders, up from just 36 in February, bringing the total to 1,883 for the year. And we still have 8 months left in the year. These stories highlight the importance of Uber and Lyft driver and riders' self-defense and knowing how to react in an emergency. Another important thing to know, and again, this may be different, but I know when I was driving, Uber seemed to have more of the passenger safety in mind, and Uber seemed to more have like the driver in mind as far as like keeping them safe. And to me, Lyft seemed to have more of the passenger. And the reason why I say that is because with Lyft, you could sign up with like a prepaid debit card. You didn't really have to put your real name as far as like the passengers went. So you might pick up somebody named D, just the initial D. You don't know their name. You don't really, I guess at any point, someone could be calling a Lyft or Uber for someone else. So most of the time, you don't always know that person anyway, but at least they're connected to someone. With Uber, they're connected with someone with a bank account where you could actually track them. With Lyft, you didn't necessarily have that kind of safety.
Well, now, while some may argue that rideshare drivers should be allowed to carry firearms, both Uber and Lyft strictly prohibit drivers from having guns while working. I told you the sister had one, but
they do.
They tripped. And one of my students was driving Uber, and he got fired because his pistol fell out the door, and the rider said, "Oh man, your pistol fell out," and that motherfucker went and reported him.
Wow.
That was by King.
Yeah, I know. I already knew.
Yeah. Uber's official policy states that Uber prohibits riders and drivers from carrying firearms of any kind while using our app. This means that even if you have a legal concealed carry permit, you cannot have a firearm in your vehicle while driving for Uber or while riding. Now, first of all, while riding,
that ain't gonna work.
First of all, they don't know what I have.
Right.
They don't know what you have when you're driving.
So screw them.
So many people.
Right.
Protect yourself at all times.
Lyft enforces an even broader no weapons policy, which includes, we're talking about Lyft, guns, knives, stun guns, tasers, slingshots, any other items classified as weapons. Violate
You have a slingshot,
any other items classified as weapons. So that tactical pen.
Yeah.
Violating these policies can result in immediate deactivation from the platform. More importantly, carrying a firearm can escalate situations, increasing the risk of injury or legal consequences.
Well, I definitely think the fatalities would shoot up if the drivers had guns when we see that over 60% of encounters.
I'm sure it would.
But
what you say to me? What you say?
It's gonna hype up. While firearms and certain weapons are prohibited, there are legal self-defense tools that drivers can carry to stay safe. One is pepper spray, legal in most states, but check your local law. Compact and easy to carry, effective in disabling an attacker for a short period. Two is a personal alarm.
Now, I say this on pepper spray, though.
I know what you're about to say.
There was a video of police spraying. He just kept spraying the dude over and over, right? And he sprayed, boom, hit that cop, grab the pepper spray, then he started spraying the cop.
I thought you were going to mention about spraying the pepper spray in a small...
that can get the person spraying. Also, if you spray the pepper spray and it's windy, it'll get in your face.
That you got the window.
So you should get foam if you're going to get pepper
gel.
spray.
There's a pepper gel too.
Yeah,
right. Now,
also a spray.
If you've seen the reel, if you believe Jesus and call the name of Jesus out, you might can get past all that. I don't know if you've seen the recent reel with a guy with a stunt. You seen what I'm talking about?
No, but I just know
it's the guy beat the policeman. The police kept hitting him with the stun gun, kept pulling it off, saying the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, beat the man up, took the car, and escaped. But
the police
car. He took the police car.
Now, while I'm whooping the mug's ass, he gonna be yelling for Jesus.
He was yelling, I got the strength of Jesus. You can't hurt me.
Oh,
I got Jesus. I got Jesus. Got in the cop car and then flipped the cop car over. Jesus ain't grabbed the wheel for him. So he flipped the cop car. But Jesus helped him do that. So believe in Jesus. That might be a weapon for you too. So anyway, a personal alarm.
Now, I'm gonna tell you this. I was doing security in my complex when I was living in a condo, right? And this brother and this woman got into it. I'm like, hey, brother, calm down. He was like, man, okay, I'll calm down. I was working with this white dude. He was like, yeah, you better calm down, buddy. I said, what the hell? And the brother, boom, headbutted the white dude. And then he's like, boo, boo, boo. He kept slamming the white dude down, right? And I let it happen because the white dude needed his ass whooped. But after, the white guy, and pulled out his pepper spray and sprayed the brother. And the brother went down his knees. He said, Farrakhan! 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 And he stood up. I'm like, damn! Farrakhan! So just so you know,
need something to concentrate
Farrakhan, and hey, he didn't pound some people now.
Hey.
Jesus or Farrakhan, you just need something to
do what you got
concentrate
to do.
on.
Right. Farrakhan, it was funny. I saw that dude. I went to the mosque, right? And I saw that dude sitting in the thing. I said, hey, Farrakhan. He said, hey, man. Like, damn.
Let me tell you now, I'm never calling your name out in the altercation. I'm just
There
not
we
doing
go. Go. Someone trying to beat you down, the police or something. There you go.
I don't believe a man should be calling another
Well,
man's
don't call
name out.
don't call Balagoon, because I want them looking for me.
All right.
Call
DeMarcus.
DeMarcus, you know, that's my alias.
Oh yeah. Okay. Personal alarm. Let's go back. We're talking about tools, defensive tools that drivers can carry. So pepper spray, legal in most states. A personal alarm emits a loud noise to deter attackers. Can be easily activated in a dangerous situation. Legal in all states. Tactical flashlight can disorient an attacker and with a bright light. Can also be used as a striking tool if necessary. I think that's better than everything we've seen so far. Completely legal. Dash cams. Definitely want to have a dash cam in most cars these days to catch all the foolishness.
If you drive Lyft or Uber, you definitely need a dash cam.
Record video evidence of any incidents. Help deter passengers from acting aggressively. Some cameras offer live streams for extra security. For riders, you can listen to Ubers and Lyft rules if you want to. That's all I can say about that.
Thank you.
Can I say by the power of Adam?
Yeah, there you go, by the power of Adam. There you go.
Isn't that He-Man's name too?
No, that's my name. I don't know if that's He-Man's name.
I think so.
His name is Adam, I think. He-Man's name.
Shoot. I mean, well, He-Man's based off me anyway. So that'd be cold.
Clearly. For drivers, carrying tools is the only part of staying safe. Is not the only part of staying safe. Here are additional ways.
It's only part of staying safe.
I'm sorry, is only part of staying. Excuse me. For drivers, carrying tools is only part of staying safe. Here are additional ways to protect yourself while driving for Uber or Lyft. 1, trust your instincts. If a passenger makes you uncomfortable, do not start the ride. It's better to cancel and stay safe than to take unnecessary risks. One thing about that also is you don't have to have your car doors unlocked, until you are ready to let someone into your car. So when you pull up to someone, make sure that you crack the window, confirm the name and all of that, and kind of check them out a little bit. And then you unlock your door. So you don't have to be riding around with your doors open and just letting anybody jump in. Stay in well-lit, busy areas. Try to avoid isolated areas when picking up or dropping off passengers. If you ever feel unsafe, drive to a public place or police station before ending the ride. 3, use Uber and Lyft safety features. Both Uber and Lyft offer in-app emergency assistance buttons that connect drivers directly to 911 and share location details in real time. 4, keep the car doors locked until you're ready. Avoid unlocking the doors until you've confirmed the passenger's identity and feel comfortable with the situation. Number 5, maintain control of your vehicle. If a passenger becomes aggressive, do not engage in an argument. Instead, stay calm, pull over in a safe area, and ask them to leave.
Can we ask why you laughed at the?
Because shit already said it.
Oh, okay.
Uber and Lyft drivers, if you find yourself in a dangerous situation, follow these steps. Stay calm and assess the situation. Use verbal de-escalation techniques. Speak firmly but calmly. Activate your personal alarm or call 911. Defend yourself with non-lethal force if necessary. Exit the vehicle if possible and seek safety. After the incident, report it to Uber or Lyft immediately and provide any dash cam footage or evidence to the police.
No, I just wonder, man, did society get more dangerous versus, like the 80s and that when we used to pick up people on the side of the road and didn't know them?
No.
And give them a ride?
No. So there were several serial killings during that time. Serial killings now too, but serial killings have been going on since the 30s. That the 20s when you're talking about H.H. Holmes in Chicago with his kill house. He had a big house and he was killing folks. But in the 60s and 70s, when I would go to school, we would always hear about the rape a man.
Right. We had
the man that would throw you in the truck and you never seen again. So it was always
right.
America has just been a dangerous ass place.
It's like we got scarier or something because
and we've developed social media, so we hear stories from around the world.
Because I want to pick up, I've been wanting to pick. I'm gonna get right to
like when people were initially, when there were a lot of abductions happening that were on social media, because abductions always been happening.
Right.
But when they were on social media, some women for likes would say, I was almost abducted. Whenever you read that almost abducted, that's bullshit. Because you either abducted or you ain't. I was almost abducted yesterday.
For attention and stuff like that.
Right. You just want attention. You want us to hit the like button. No. So, and I feel those are the worst people on earth to do that, because there are people really getting abducted. Don't talk about you were almost abducted. Either don't talk about it,
right,
or if you were abducted and you got away, warn people.
Right.
We don't be talking about I was almost abducted. Fuck out of here.
I want to, a lot of times, I always want to pick up when I see women with their children or women with groceries, elderly women with groceries, or just walking, especially in the summertime. In the winter, you just don't see as many people walking. But in the summertime, I always want to offer people rides. And I remember like 5 years ago, I was like, hey, you want to ride? And I make sure, it's going to sound bad, I make sure that I don't try to do that with like attractive young girls, because I know what they're thinking. So I try to, I see the elderly woman, I'm like, hey, ma'am, you want it? And they can't take the ride. It's like you can see today, I want to, but society, the way things is, I can't take the ride. And I just hate that it's like that.
Well, I've done it when it's heavy rain, but then I end up teaching the person, so it's crazy.
And I do the same thing. They do get in the car, like, you should do this.
Yeah. I picked up this sister. It was raining. This is when I was still driving. I said, you want to get in? She said, yeah. I said, now you hopped in the car with me. You don't know whether I'm dangerous or not. How about you just carry a damn umbrella? But she was like, well, are you dangerous? So I was driving and said, no. I said, now I could be lying to you. I said, and just so you know, I said, I am dangerous, but not to you.
Exactly.
And then, we were driving, then we just started regularly talking, but I can't just pick you up, you jump in my car, and then I don't say something.
I want us to be able to do.
Did Baba ever get harassed by white gangs from the north side?
Well, that's totally left.
No, right. No, I never got harassed by gangs.
Even though Chicago was the most racist place, you really didn't hear
it. I didn't. It was the most segregated city in the world at the time, but when I was a youth. But I saw skinheads and stuff like that. But skinheads wouldn't mess with you. Chicago is an interesting place because in a place like here, skinheads might mess with me.
Right. In
Chicago, they have some kind of purpose that I don't know what their purpose is, but they got some kind of.
They're not studying.
Right. They on the purpose, like the gangbangers. They for making money. They ain't out like on TV where they show, hey, you're not part of my gang. Right. You're in our set. You're in our set. We're gonna rob you. No, it doesn't work that way. In fact, gangbangers, they have people who are absolutely off limits. Right? They can't touch them. They can't do nothing. I remember growing up, and people would mess with me. In the 80s when the gangs were resurfaced in 79. And then you see a brother ride up on a bicycle. Not him. You don't mess with them. That's Cupid's cousin. You don't mess with Cupid's cousin. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Yeah. It was like that. And then like the game makers in my neighborhood, they wanted to learn Dungeons and Dragons, and I taught them, and they listened to rock music and shit. It was a whole different thing from what you see on television.
And they used to protect, not even just the street dudes didn't want the school dudes to be involved with what they're doing, but now the school dudes, the athletes, they want that. They want that life.
It's crazy.
Anyway, so Uber and Lyft drivers should always prioritize self-defense and personal safety. While carrying a gun is not an option, or is it? While carrying a gun is not an option, drivers can still use other tools like pepper spray, personal alarms, and dash cams to protect themselves. By staying aware, using safety features, and preparing for potential dangers, self-awareness, situation awareness, Uber and Lyft drivers' self-defense become a manageable aspect of the job. Remember, your safety comes first. Always take precautions and trust your instincts. For riders, confirm the driver. If he or she isn't the same as listed in the app, don't get in the car.
And that happened to my daughter once.
Yeah, they do that. And sometimes it's because I don't have the car, or so-and-so got license, I'm driving on it, whatever it is, you might
it was supposed to be a sister. It ended up being a dude. I said, no, don't get in the car, Jamie. And then she called me from school. He's picking her up. I said, don't get in that car. And because I watched the map and everything, I tell her to get the name of the person, the license, type of car, send it to me.
Right.
Or I end up knowing anyway because I pay for it, right? Don't get in that car. That's supposed to be a woman. So she wouldn't get in the car.
Another thing.
And then he was like, he's like, well, what's his number? I want to call him. Which Jamie shouldn't have given my number either, but she gave him my number. And he called me and he was like, I know how you feel. I'm safe. I'll give it a ride. I said, no, she cannot ride in that car, brother.
Brittany Bowen said multiple people driving Uber on the same account. I have neighbors who do this. You was about to say something on me?
Yeah. Another thing too is sometimes people will have someone in the car with them, and that's something that you expressly say that you will not. Like when you sign up to be a driver, you're agreeing that your entire vehicle will be open and free for people to get in and out. You're not supposed to have nobody with you. If you scared, you just not supposed to be driving.
So you scared.
Don't take nobody with you. Or at least you're not supposed to take anyone with you.
And my daughter wouldn't get in the car once because it reeked of weed.
That happens too, because sometimes it's because the person who rode right before you, just got out of the car. That happens a lot. Because someone just got out of the car.
A lot of it happened because the motherfucker who driving Uber.
That's what be happening. Really. A lot of times they smoking weed most of the time too.
Right.
Yeah.
And they think they're in the black because they're in picking up black folks in the black.
And that's what gets me. Cause I'm black, you smoking weed, you bouncing this music, even if the music is fly, you playing the music all loud.
You don't know if I like it or not.
Right. You ain't asking me nothing.
I have a real issue with people playing loud music in public. I have a real issue. I'll keep it to myself. Where was I at?
Uber and Lyft drivers should by staying aware, using safety features. For riders confirmed.
What Brittany's saying, if it's a shared ride, you're supposed to know. So if there's someone else in the car and you weren't informed, then don't get in the car. If there's someone in there besides the driver.
There you go.
Riders confirm the driver if he or she that one.
We have a comment also with food delivery as well. I have had other people besides the person on my app to bring me food. That's dangerous. Yeah, I didn't even think about that aspect.
I've had that too. Yeah,
I mean,
really dangerous.
That really happens a lot.
Now I'll say this, and I'm not being racist because I'm African myself, but whenever I would order African food from this place.
Oh, that's funny.
And there was an African driver. We never got the food. He was going to eat that motherfucking food. I'm serious. He was going to eat that food. So I did not, whenever I ordered and I saw an African driver, I'm like, dear, change the order. Let's change this order. Shit, we are not ordering this food because he's going to tear that shit up.
I just seen a reel where this guy was going around delivering food and then going around the back and taking the food back. So they caught him on camera. He would all he would do was take his jacket off and put his hood up and then take the bag right by the door.
We had this now. This was not in this one, but we had ordered from this place called Good Ass Burgers, and at that time it was vegan.
Oh, it's not vegan anymore.
I don't think so. So it was a Friday. If you order on a Friday, you're rolling the dice. We ordered. This sister rolled past our place. I see the car. There she is. I go outside. Hey. She drives past. And she was mad that I reported it. She was going to feed herself and her family.
Yeah, there you go. I see the house.
Right.
Something.
Man, she said, let me go by so it shows that they still vegan right up the street from her. Okay, good.
It's like a late night thing, right?
Yeah.
Good.
I said, these bastards,
For riders, confirm the driver. If he or she isn't the same as listed on the app, don't get in the car. If the car is different from the app, don't get in the car. If the driver greets you with a flirt, catcall, or whistle, don't get in the car. If the car reeks of weed or alcohol, ride at your own risk. If he's or she's driving reckless, report their ass or get out. Call another ride and report their ass.
I had a ride from your house. It was 15 minutes, I think. 30 minutes at your house.
Mm-hmm.
To your house.
Right.
It took him 15 minutes. I said, hey, dude, we driving crazy as hell. I'm going to get you there.
You know what that is? Because your ride from there to all the way to my house, he by that time he's close to the airport where the real money at with the short
right.
A short 5-minute thing can get him way more money than your 30-minute drive. I gotta get him the hell out of here. Catch these peak hours because that's when you come to my house during peak hours. You get him the hell out of here. I
said, man, this boy about to tear me up. We got there in 15 minutes and I reported his ass.
Parking garages are one of the greatest safety risks, especially to us sisters. After all, they represent everything common sense tells us to avoid: dimly lit, unmonitored areas and isolation, making it a perfect spot for bad guys to hide and attack helpless victims.
Hold on, below there, pardon.
I am not.
Nearly 10% of all U.S. violent crimes occur in parking lots, for a total of 130,000 crimes per year, which may involve anything from carjacking and armed robbery to kidnapping and murder. Despite the risk, we often find ourselves having to use parking garages after dark. Unfortunately, they are a necessary evil that can't always be avoided. The following parking garage safety tips can help ensure you are mentally as well as physically prepared for a worst case scenario.
This is really good for, I'm sorry, I'm speaking on camera. This is exceptionally good for people like me to do any background or acting work, because you're going to always have to park in parking garages when you're doing anything downtown, and you're going to often get out at 1, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, things like that. So it's especially good for people who are doing that type of work.
You have to go to the hospital or work at the hospital. You always in that parking garage. Yeah, hotel, right. Yeah.
Good Ass Burgers is not vegan anymore.
Who?
Good Ass Burgers. They got brisket burgers.
Yeah, I thought they weren't vegan anymore. Good Ass Burgers.
Brittany, they got brisket now.
Yeah.
They got brisket.
She said she's not vegan. You might want to try it. They got real bacon.
Yeah. They got a lot of stuff in there.
All right. So the techniques.
Oh my goodness.
Avoid parking.
Avoid parking lots at night alone. If you must venture into a parking garage after dark, it's always best to have a companion. There's always safety in numbers. However, I realize that having another person with you isn't always possible. If you must go alone, consider doing what you have to do during daylight hours when criminals are less likely to attack. Picture yourself being followed. Do you ever get the feeling that you're being watched or followed? Since it's hard to eliminate this fear in a creepy parking garage, one of the best ways I deal with it is to mentally visualize being followed. I understand this exercise will be uncomfortable for many of us. While it may sound counterintuitive, making a conscious effort to entertain the thought of being followed can actually help reduce the stress of this obsessive idea. And the more you visualize something, the faster your reaction will be in case you encounter it. Before you know it, you'll feel more in control of your emotions and the potential situation.
Watch where you park. Where you park can significantly impact your risk of attack. Many parking lots and garages have optimal layouts for criminality, including dark stairwells, high walls, structural columns, and multiple levels, which provide hiding places and poor sight lines. The safest places to park are brightly lit areas such as near the building entrances, exits, stairs, or elevator. If you see anyone suspicious, inform an attendant if one is on duty, and leave the parking garage. It's not worth putting yourself at risk. Also, take note of exactly where you park your vehicle. The last thing you want to do is wander around a parking garage alone and lost as you look for your car. Drop a location pin or snap a picture of nearby landmarks. And I'm like, damn, I thought I parked here. And you're looking for the car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, especially like a woman at night looking for the car, and it's obvious that you're looking, that's dangerous. That's real dangerous. Avoid carrying or displaying valuables. Never leave your valuables out and open in your car. Keep them locked away in the trunk or tucked under your seat. This includes purses, electronic devices, and shopping bags.
And backpacks.
And thermoses.
Definitely.
Also, avoid leaving items that display your personal information, such as mail. Avoid carrying cash on your person and wearing showy or expensive-looking jewelry and accessories, which can attract predators.
And let me just say this, too, because I noticed this with men. Women, we learn from a young age that if you leave your purse in the car, that it should be covered up or tucked up under something. Men, I've noticed, don't have that. They don't get that same training that we do. So you'll see like men leave a backpack or something like that out in the open, not understanding that that should always be underneath something, tucked under the seat, something like that. And I have seen men that I know have bad results from the fact that they do that because they don't get that train. Like it's instinctive for women because you learn from the time you start carrying a purse that you have to hide your purse if you are getting out the car and leaving the purse in the car.
Now, you know, it's funny about that because the way how I interpret that, where I do that is in the grocery store. I'll put my wallet, when I had a wallet, I put my wallet and my cell phone in the cart and be going grocery store. And I think you've been with me one time. It's like, what are you doing? Leaving your stuff? And it's just I don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? If I walk right here to get so, and I know how slick and fast people are, but sometimes I guess it's maybe just I'm the man thing. Or just,
wish creed.
I'm from Chi-Town. I don't do none of that shit.
Yeah, just
I keep my job.
And I was trained in Chicago.
Right now, I have a question. I have a question for you. Do women? Do your mothers or some other woman teach you all stuff like how to sit, because I noticed that a woman will instinctively sit, close her legs.
As soon as they can put you on the dress. As soon as you're 2 or 3, my girl's like,
yeah, that's why I thought, you know.
It becomes a habit.
Because I got sisters, but my mother never did in front of me. Like close your legs.
I still do.
Yeah, and women who were taught that still do. But some of these young women are not learning that.
I still, to this day, never seen a woman like sitting with her legs cocked open like a dude ass.
We have.
That's terrible.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Um,
And, I mean, you try to say something, but now it's exactly, especially once people have reached a certain age and they feel that they're grown or they're whatever they call themselves. It's hard to
teach their children that they don't have to respect or listen to anybody else
or any other prior rules.
That's true.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something. I'm the person gonna say something. To say, man, come on, bro. You should. I just.
No, I won't say nothing to no sister.
No. But like, I
I'll say
just
something
seen
to
a
brothers
dude
though.
pushing the cart with his ass out.
Oh yeah.
His whole, I mean, just his drawers showing.
Oh,
His pants are all the way down, not his ass. Now if his ass out, he gonna get fired.
First of all, if he got his ass out, I'm not saying nothing to him.
But just his drawers all the way down.
Like every weekend we have kids that come in, I say that to the young boys, like, hey, pull your pants up.
Yeah, I tell it to strangers and all the time. A lot of times I could just say, like I tell people, I tell people all the time, they can be like, come on. If I just say, come on, man.
Sometimes with young boys, you have to.
Yeah. If I just be like, bro, come on, man, God. If I just do that, they'll be like, oh, bro, I ain't even mean to. They always do that too.
It seems like now the boys are more compromising than the girls are. You can say, "Young man, pull your pants up," and you'll get a better reaction than a little girl. Why you got
right?
I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
But boys are more so like, you know what? Even the thugs of the thugs I have seen.
Because we're taught. I don't know about them, but we're taught to have more respect. Mm-hmm. I know that. I mean, I didn't been in situations where I didn't know how old they were. I was going to beat the hell out of these dudes because they talked about kicking a dog. And they grossed me out because they talking about, man, that dog got some big titties, big nipples. Man, I was like, ugh. Then they were like, man, what happened if I just kicked that bitch in her stomach? And I turned around, I didn't, if you do that, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Hey, man, we talk about the dog. I said, I know you're talking about the dog. You certainly ain't talking about me. But if you kick that dog, no reason, this dog ain't attacked you, ain't done nothing, I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
I'm just laughing because I know I'm bold and I say shit, but I don't say the shit he says. I'm like, come on, man. Goddamn, leave the dog alone. I'm going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah. Because I'm being truthful. I was going to beat the shit out of him.
I think they believed you. Fabio, you made a good point. It's like if you're alone in a hotel, have the delivery person meet you in the lobby, not a hotel room, especially for women. So that's a good point to make too.
Oh yeah, most of the time you can't really go up to a hotel room. Like if you're talking about delivering food, yeah.
But now select service, they're letting you go up. Marriott used to have a thing where you couldn't, and they had a sign that just said Uber, DoorDash, Drug Hub, and you leave them in
right, exactly.
Carry yourself with confidence. The first order of business is to take note of your body language. As you, I'm laughing at this because the plumber finally came today, and he knew it's been 3 weeks. He you can sense the kind of he knew from being around me a while. I was not the person to take that money from. Mm-hmm. And so when he came in, he got this mean face, you know what I'm saying? He quieting, saying that shit don't work. That shit don't work. Right. That's fear, really.
Right.
You really scared that I'm gonna say something to you, so you're gonna try to ball up and look all this. I started immediately talking to him, hey man, you need some. By the time I finish, he coming and trying to talk to me because I know how to really put the face on.
Right.
So you really think it's all good now that you see I ain't mad and that. Hey man, you mind if yeah, go ahead, bro, go ahead, because you ain't getting shit when you finish. I hope you ain't watching the show. Anyway,
also a good point too. People may want to learn to look and see if it's a child lock on that door. If the child lock is actually on that door that they're getting into in the Uber and the Lyft.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh, that's a great point.
As you so. The first order of business is to take note of your body language. As you walk, keep your chest and head up and walk briskly. In other words, walk like you have somewhere to go, even if you're lost. This is so important what he's saying right here. That in itself will make you less likely target. Try to keep your hands free except for your self-defense tool if you're carrying one. I got lost in New York for a brief second on the train. And the one thing I thought about is don't look like you lost.
Because there are
Don't
people
start looking up.
for,
Don't start doing none of that shit. And it really served me well, because when I went to the police, they was like, you don't look like you lost. That's the motherfucking point. I ain't trying to.
Whenever I'm walking down the street,
Metro
I don't know what street it is, right? I look long before I get to the sign.
Right.
So my head, they can't see my head looking up.
I refuse to try to look at any train maps or anything like that to see where I was at. I was like, yo, I'm gonna find a Metro cop or something that's good.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's what I always do too.
Be aware of your surroundings. Always keep your visual field at a full 360 degrees by knowing what's both in front and behind you. While walking, avoid. That's the dang plumber. You heard me talking about it. While walking, avoid being distracted by your phone. Instead, wait until you're in a better lit area near people to use it. And listen to your instincts. If you feel hesitant or uneasy for any reason, ask for an attendant to escort you to your car, or call a friend, a family member, or even an Uber to pick you up.
Carry protection. If you choose to carry a self-defense tool, take it out and keep it ready to use. I'm all for enhancing personal safety with tools, but they serve no real purpose in your pocket or your purse. It only takes a matter of seconds to be engaged in an attack. Carrying and using your defense tool should never be an afterthought. In the heat of battle, you won't have time to retrieve it. There are a lot of self-defense tools out there in the market. A self-defense keychain, pepper spray, or a taser gun, firearm, knife, or palm stick, like a pocket sharp, Sharpie marker, kabutan, or tactical pen. Educate yourself on exactly how they function and make sure you feel comfortable using them before you venture out with them.
You watching the show? God dang. No, I'm just kidding.
Make a safe exit. People who are distracted or carrying shopping bags are among the most vulnerable to attack in a parking garage. Keep this in mind as you make your way to your car at the end of your visit. Here are some safety tips for making a safe exit. Try to keep your hands free of shopping bags. Leave your phone in your purse or pocket to reduce distractions. Pretending like you're on a phone call will do little to discourage an attacker from targeting you. Keep your keys out and ready on your way to your vehicle. Ideally, carry a self-defense keychain for extra protection. Wait until you're about to open your car before you deactivate your alarm, as the sound may signal your whereabouts to a criminal. Only unlock one door of your car at a time. Immediately get inside your car and leave. Immediately get inside your car, lock the door, and leave. Don't linger in the parking garage checking your phone or fumbling with your radio.
You know, if we get a chance and I get the video, what we're going to do for those of you who are on our Patreon is, even though we're about to do some techniques, Baba did a whole workshop, and I think we talked about this, on how to approach a car in different situations. If you have a baby, how to get in, how to use doors for defense and protect yourself. We will post that to our Patreon, and we appreciate our new Patreon subscriber that just came the other day. So we're going to do that for you guys so you can see and get a little bit more insight to what we're actually saying.
And we're going to show you how to approach a car in just a moment. But yeah, you can go back and watch the video.
Yeah, well.
We're passionate about sharing practical tips to help you stay safe, especially in areas that often go unnoticed, like parking garages and parking lots. Here are some tips. Stay aware of your surroundings. The first and most important tip is to always stay aware of your surroundings. Avoid distractions like looking at your phone or being too focused on a shopping list. Teach your children to stay close and always pay attention to who is around you. Simple awareness can often be the difference between staying safe or being caught off guard.
I don't like my child having being on the phone in stores. That's why I try to tell, like, you in Walmart, put your phone down. You with friends, you walking behind them on your phone like that. You look up and they gone. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever we're in the store, my children know they don't get on the phone.
Yeah, put the phone down.
2, park in well-lit areas and near entrances. Park in areas that are well-lit and closer to store entrances or public walkways, if you can. Criminals prefer isolated areas, so making yourself more visible and choosing spots near other people can deter potential threats. 3, check your surroundings before exiting or entering your vehicle. Before getting out of your car or walking towards it, take a moment to scan your surroundings. Look for anyone acting suspicious or loitering near your vehicle. Similarly, when getting into your car, be aware of the back seat and under the car for anything unusual. Trust your gut. If something feels off, find a security guard or another safe place. And we're going to show you how to approach the car when we go outside. Trust your instincts and be prepared to act. The most effective self-defense tool is your intuition. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Trust your instincts and be prepared to take action. This could mean walking back to a store or finding a security officer if you feel threatened. Or it can mean fighting for your life. Instinctual reactions can prevent a lot of potential danger. 5, teach children basic self-defense techniques. For families, it's important to teach children basic self-defense skills, even at a young age. Simple techniques such as shouting for help, running to safety, or using their voice to assert boundaries can make a difference in an emergency. Make it clear to children that they should always seek help from trusted adults or authorities if they feel unsafe. Can I see your keys real quick?
And remember too, man, there's exceptions to every rule. So don't put your guard down like I'm in the well-lit area. I'm cool. I'm safe. You know, that's the kind of stuff that can get you in trouble too.
Anybody got a bunch of keys?
Somebody got it. Because he got my old car key on his just for that.
Because there's always a bunch of keys, more than one. Bold criminals too, who would do things in broad daylight, in well-lit areas, in populated areas, and things of that nature. So still keep your self-awareness and situational awareness, and at all times, don't drop it because you think, you know, I parked in a good space. Ain't nobody gonna try me here.
Yeah. Now, let me show you something real quick.
I had
some
a friend try
people
to fight like that.
and women will recommend this. Women self-defense instructors.
The good ones.
To wear your keys like Wolverine or something. Like you Wolverine and you punch the person. That is the most stupid thing you can do. Well, not the most stupid, but it's stupid. Number one, this if he squeezes, catches my hand, squeezes, he can break my hand by squeezing these into my hand. That's one. 2, I can cut myself by I punch hard, and then these things slide between, and they're gonna slide between anyway. So I'm not gonna have no weapon. It's not a stable weapon. It is not good to use your fist like a mace and put something in between that. That is right. That is stupid. That's why I did between the best. If I'm going to use this here, I can either use this to jug you, or I can use this to whip across your face. That's the best I can do with something like this.
Would you also suggest using it as just a fist load?
Yes, but
maybe not too big, like.
But in a fist load, well, number one, this has this flashlight on it. I would use that. But if I'm using this as a fist load, if I don't have a tight fist, like if I got nails or something like that, right? I don't have nails, but if you have nails or something, you're not going to have a tight fist. And a fist load, I got things in here that got edges and shit.
Right.
I'll jack my hand up.
I had a friend who had tried to fight with his key like this, and he did now, matter of fact, rest in peace. But he had his keys like this, and the dude hit it.
Yeah,
like
that'll go right
through his jaw. And
So-
he's stuck there, so now he can't move his hand and he getting to it.
You know, keys work not as a mace, as a flail if it's on a chain like this, or if it's a single key, just as a stabbing tool, but not as a in between your fists. I had a student. I had a student. She was like, "Can I just put it like this?" Because she had been taught that all her life. I said, "No, no, go ahead, hold it up." You know, she said, "I even just threaten you," and that looks threatening. I said, "Well, does it?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm squeezing Woomy. My student Woomy. Yeah.
I was gonna
Never did that again.
Our since the last point was about teaching children and having them use their voice, make sure that you're practicing that with them. I don't think we've done this since we've been on the new Black Power Media, but we definitely have gone over the fact we've had workshops before and had a difficult time getting people to yell.
Children,
Children, women, also getting people to yell at the top of their lungs. That's something that, you for whatever reason, it may be difficult.
We're taught to have inside voices. Okay. Use your inside voice. Use it. I like the Africans because they inside voices like they outside voice. What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't like it when I'm inside though.
So now I don't like a lot of noise, but
I'm just messing with you.
if somebody gonna sound off.
And it's a perfect example of if you don't train, you won't do it, because you can see abductions happen. There's plenty of videos, or most abductions where a man will try to take a woman and take a child, and the mother will grab the child back, and then the man run off. Look at those videos real close. The child doesn't say anything. Mm-hmm. They don't yell. It's that shock. Even if they're fighting back, they're not talking. They're not voicing anything.
And the mother is just doing this. Stop! That's not what you do.
If that.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're doing the same thing, trying to pull their child back and not making any noise either. And then some of them are just yelling like that.
Now, if I'm with a child, somebody tries to take my child, I'm gonna be silent because I'm gonna. You hear that? Bow, 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 like somebody shooting in there. And then I take my child and we walk out the store like nothing happened. You know, she might be shaking.
She'll be hollering.
I'm like, stop crying, girl. I'll get you some candy at the next store.
For everyone who doesn't have 50 years of training experience, please make sure.
Yeah, sound off.
Yes.
Male and female.
What are your thoughts about?
Because also females, if they're trained, will even train a little bit, will sound off. Males don't.
No, I ain't making no noise. I ain't sounding off. What are your thoughts about Uber teens and child rides that they're promoting?
What?
This is a question from Fabrice. What thoughts about Uber teens, like teens?
Teens driving Uber?
No, but like technically you're not supposed to pick up people underage, right? But now they have
Uber
things.
And kids.
Yeah.
Right.
When you have a regular Uber account, you're not supposed to, like, people do pick up children and teens.
Yeah, I mean,
but you're not supposed to. But now they're trying.
My daughter's picked up from high school all the time.
Right.
When she was in high school.
Yeah, legally they wasn't supposed to at the time, but now they're actually promoting
that
now.
money. Exactly.
I mean, they wouldn't pick right. The lady was like, "Where you going?" She was like, "High school." She was like, "How old are you?" She was like, 17. She's like, "Baby, you gotta get out of my car."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They would always pick up Jamie and bring her home from school.
Because there's some people who just want the money. It's just like with young children and babies and stuff. You're supposed to have a car seat. You're supposed to have a booster seat.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times sometimes Uber and Lyft drivers will reject people who don't. But the people who just want the money, they'll take, or they might just be ignorant. They'll take whoever will get in the car.
You offer them
but
$50
technically you're not supposed to pick up children.
So we are about to.
So what are your thoughts about that? What are my having thoughts? Special?
Well, I've had Jamie, like I said, picked up by Uber, and I watched, her for the whole ride. But I've had to, like I said, say no, don't get in that car with them. And she would always call me before when the car would pull up to the school. She called me. The car's pulled up. I said, okay, how they look? They look pretty safe. I don't smell anything. No alcohol, no weed, whatever. I said, okay, well, it's the same driver. Yeah, we'll go and get in the car and talk to me until they pull off. So she would always be talking about something, and they pull off, so they know that somebody's watching them. But I got angry once when at my oldest daughter, who sent my daughter home in an Uber when she was only 11, 12. I was furious. What are you doing? Because she was supposed to bring her home. She had done her hair. She was supposed to bring her home. She said, well, I would, send my own daughter. And her daughter was, at that time, like 3. I said, you would not put your daughter, if that. I don't think she was even 3. Let me see. Yeah, she was 3, so Jamie was, she's 6 now, Jamie's 16, so she's 10 years old. So yeah, Jamie was 13. I said, you would not send your 3-year-old. Yeah, I said, you would not. Ain't no way. So I always thought Uber could just pick up young folk because they always have done it.
Yeah, because they just want the money, but you're not supposed to. You were not supposed to.
There's like now both people putting their kids in Uber, they're not self-aware, like it's around them where they're going.
Right. So
they be that's true. So much.
That's true.
So the Uber driver had them in Alabama. They wouldn't know. They just sitting on their phone.
That's true. Now, Jamie would know she was in Alabama when she was 13, 14. She was like, "The hell are we at?" But it'd be too late then. She even if she knew. So we are about to go out to the cars. So we're gonna take a little break here, head out, and we will see you in about 2 minutes. So we're going to do the little break thing now. All right. So what we want to do when you're approaching the car, if you can, you want to approach from behind. And you want to look side here. Okay. So make sure nobody is squatting down. And then as you walk, you can look under the car. Make sure nobody's down there. Then you get in the car, still look around your surroundings. And you're in the car. Now, if I'm sitting in this car and somebody is trying to rob me, whether it's Bile or Ominiki, somebody's trying to rob me, I think it would be better if it was no, from the inside. Sitting inside the car.
Oh, okay.
Outside the car, you can give it to her.
Okay.
If he approaches me from outside this car, wait, come around
outside,
here.
Outside, okay.
Like this. Number one, I wouldn't have my window down.
You got AC on.
That's the first thing. I have the window up. Okay. And then I could crack it to listen to what you got to say.
I need to roll all the way down, Duke. I can't get the pistol out.
So I wouldn't, don't ever let your window down and be like, what's up, man? What's up?
Right.
What's up? So don't do that. Because you got limited movement here.
Right.
Now, after I take my pistol out, I may crack it a little bit more. Just crack it though. If I was in Chicago once, I was driving my car. Now the dude was on that side. I had my both windows down, which ain't the safest. But I had my pistol in my lap. And this white guy, he says, "Hey man, can you drive me down the street?" I said, where you going? He said, to not 26th in California, but 24th, something like that. 26th in California is where Cook County Jail is. So close. I said, nah, man, I'm heading away. I wasn't going to let him in the car anyway, but I just said, nah, I'm heading on down, man. He said, man, let me in this car. I said, no. He reaches in, unlocks the door. He said, man, you're going to take me down to the thing, man. I'm just trying to ride. I said, go ahead, get in the car. Get in the car. He said, what in the? Then he backed away. And
you couldn't see in the car, he was pointing the pistol.
I was pointing the pistol, yeah.
I think they could see that.
Now, the bad thing is I would have messed up my interior.
And can you shoot a gun inside of the car?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
The trigger worked. It worked inside.
Yeah, I was gonna tear his ass up and boom, blow him out the car. But it messed up my inside of the car. But so anyway, he's in the car with me. You got your knife?
Of course.
Okay. Now I have, just so you know, I have 2 knives on me here.
Yes, he does. I see them.
But I got more knives, but that's the 2 that, I could really reach if I wasn't in this car. He takes out the knife and he tries to threaten me.
I don't have my practice knife. I only got the real knife. I won't open it though.
Okay, so he tries to open it. He threatens me with that knife.
Don't give me the money, bro.
Now, we've pressure tested this. So back up a little bit, Omaniki. I know where to open this car. I can open this car door and try to get out. I'm going to get stabbed. And I don't have the seatbelt on now. Put it on the seatbelt too.
Yeah.
And we riding somewhere or whatever. And I'm trying to get out this mud.
Stab.
Right. Now, some people will say, well, you push off with the with the steering wheel.
Stab.
I'm stuck. I can't do nothing. So your best bet
Use a pen.
is either to give him your stuff. He wants my money. He gets it. He gets the keys to this car, and then, hey man, I'm just gonna
Yeah, I'm just getting out of here.
step out of here, man. You know, take the car, take the money. Only had a couple of dollars. I'm going in my backpack, in my back wallet. So here go the wallet. Here you go, man. If it's okay with you.
You don't have to.
All right, buddy. All right. And I break out. Okay, that's the ideal. But what if he doesn't want to let you out?
That's what I'm in. Now I want you to drive to this dark alley so I can stab you up.
Right. See, don't ever go to a secondary place with this person.
I knew you was about to say that.
Do not go to a secondary place. He want to take me. He want, yeah, go down. No, go drive down there real quick. No, I ain't driving nowhere. So first off, put your hands up. Put your hands up. I'm not driving nowhere. I'm sorry, man.
You have to do.
Now you don't focus on this. You're not fighting his knife. You can use a knife. Don't pull it out. Though.
Yeah, I got you.
You're not focusing on this. A lot of people that's what they screw up. They focus on the knife. They fight the knife. Fighting him. I'm fighting him, not the knife. Okay. So my hands are here. Hey. I don't want no problem. If he decides to stab, I can at least put this up as a shield.
Okay, well.
Okay.
You might want to cut. You want to come around this way?
Yeah, you can shoot from this way. So he tries to stab. No, man, no. So I'm not gonna grab it. I'm just no, because now you're gonna get the palm sandwiches.
Bad thing.
See, that knife was over here. His eyes are closer to my hands.
You can see.
So I can do two things. I can either now here you have somebody brutal. Here's somebody brutal, boom, and they can just slam that into his eye. But most people are not going to move like that. But they can hand you the palm sandwiches. I'm just feeding the palm sandwiches to his mouth. If I feed the palm sandwiches, he can catch the fingers too, right? So he can catch the fingers to his eye. So that he didn't try to stab, and then I can get out the seatbelt.
No, and I'm not going to be able to stab him while I'm getting shots to my face. The brain does not work like that. The brain does not work like that.
I'm like this. I'm like, hey man, I don't want
to.
You
got to give it up, bro. You got to give it up.
And then I'm hitting down and scraping. I'm scraping down.
I'm gonna turn just like this after
and
I
then
get scraped in my eyes.
am taking off the seatbelt. And then I get out of here.
Nah, I'd be doing good if I can still open my eyes after that happened right there.
Now, you can do that way to get away quick. If you don't plan to get away, that's all I'll say. You still put your hands up. Hey man, I don't want. And now my palm goes into his shoulder, and I push him here. Now, can you stab with that knife?
I can stab my shoulder, my arm. I can't stab you.
You can't stab me.
He's just taking it.
You don't want to go too far because he may be able to turn his body, and you don't want to go down low on his arm because now he can just twist that with right and make me fall. You put that right in here. You can put your thumb in his unarmed if you want to.
Yeah, you may have to go back around.
Now,
just a second, y'all.
We use what we call monkey paw, but you may want to put your thumb in here and push him.
Yeah.
Okay. If he grabs, that's even better. Because now I got his hand straight.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. That's
even
worse
better.
shit. This knife is really useless now because my arm is in front
He'll
of everything.
think it's more useful.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you're gonna give it up. You're gonna give it up now.
I'm sorry. That.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that there, and I ain't even grabbing his hand, it's gonna make his arm stay straight because it was straight in the first place. So now I'm pushing, and now I'm going for another knife. So you say, but your knife's on your right side. I always have one on the left too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I can my knife, or I can access my pistol. Like, look, man, I didn't want this to go this far, but it's gone this far now.
Give me your wallet.
Now, right. Give me your wallet, run your pockets. And I take care of, I can pay a bill.
Still might get stabbed up on the way out.
Right. And he might get stabbed up. Now, I said, no, look. And I said, hey, help! 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 Help, this guy trying to rob me.
Why he still stabbing me? And I can give him my money.
Right. Hey, this guy trying to rob me.
Oh my goodness. Bad.
And so you can do it like that. Once again,
just control my whole body basically with one hand because I didn't know what I was doing when I went to grab.
Right. Now, we always say, if you don't know a thing that doesn't exist, that applies to him too.
Right.
Yeah, bomb.
Man, I don't
give it up, bro. I need that.
I really don't.
Now, you gonna give me that money, man. Bro. You gonna give me that money.
Right.
That's messed up. Now you really can't. I mean, yeah, it only take a couple seconds. Once something like that.
Now I can go into here, or I can get out of this seatbelt. I don't see myself getting out of the car. I wouldn't, because if I release him, he got the knife still. Now I can say, drop the knife.
Mm-hmm.
God
Right,
damn it.
He got his knife. He got his pistol.
Right. I got the knife or the pistol on right.
Open the door, get out.
I tell him, drop the knife. Drop the knife.
Yes, sir.
Drop it. Fucker.
Did you tell him to throw it out the window or just in the car?
I tell him to drop it so it's down at his feet. So he, Now. Help! He's trying to rob me.
That's if you want to leave.
Why I got a knife in my hand?
More likely, you'll be telling me to get out after you done stabbed me and took my money.
Right.
More than likely.
Yeah, more than likely. I say, man, get out of my motherfucking car. And then he gets out. The knife is on the floor, so I got another knife. It may suck, though, this knife probably. Thank you.
See, she got the car bar in there, the tool down there, got the hammer.
It's gotta be a hammer. I may.
Oh, I'm bad. I'm bad.
Motherfucker, I'm about to bust your head, motherfucker. Shoot.
Very simple.
I'm about
very
to
effective.
pry your skull open, motherfucker. I just go crazy and shit.
That's it. Just start packing different shit.
Motherfucker.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she got, So,
hey, I park in a lot of garages.
Shotgun back here. Too. So now, if you have in your car a shotgun and he can see it, you're really screwed up.
Yeah.
Because if he decides to rob you and you got a shotgun back there, he's probably going to take the shotgun.
Yeah. But if you got your pistol out,
your pistol.
I can't stand people to leave their pistols.
A pistol up under, my pistol, it's up under in magnetically up under here. Well, if he's trying to rob me, he can see that too.
Right.
I'm not going to go for that. I just pray he don't see it.
Right.
Go for that. Go for what I know. Now, I may then go for the pistol.
Right.
Up under there.
Don't have places where your pistol is visible, man.
No, don't.
It's a gun. They be having them gun holsters right there in the groove, right there.
Right.
Like,
Well, even my student who had his pistol there, you know, when he was driving Uber and it fell out.
Right.
Don't. Because if it's in here, and somebody wants to rob you, well, if he's over there, he can't get it. But he can get it from.
If he's one of the people that's approaching from this side.
Well, right, but more than one.
Right.
So if you have a pistol, it should be on your body. Okay. Now I didn't try to go for these. Now I can't reach them. These are nice knives too. You know.
You gotta know what you're doing.
But I can't access them here. This is for outside. Right. This is for inside. This one little thing here. I got two on my belt on this side, one in my pocket on the side that's away from him. And that's how it would be in real life. Okay. I actually would have two in my pockets too. I have my flashlight instead in my pocket. My flashlight would be over here. This knife would be here. I can go to work with the flashlight too. I have to. But the main thing is you're right in this crease here.
Practice that.
And if you need then getting out of the seatbelt. So I'm in the seatbelt. Now this is a tight seatbelt too.
Nice and secure.
So I'm nice secure.
Get up, bro.
What the fuck you talking about? The fuck you talking about? And now I'm out. Okay. I know I'm out, but I'm not out yet. So now my knife has to come out, or I got to get the hammer or something, because he got to be threatened. Because I got to make him drop that knife. Once he drops that knife, then I'm out of here.
The threat could be pulling out whatever tool you got saying drop the knife. The threat could be pulling out the tool you got, using it, and making them drop the knife.
Right.
That's all up to your pleasure.
And now, you may want to go ahead and stick him or something, because he's bigger than you. Well, what's this thing? It's just.
I'm sorry. I don't know
like,
what happened.
Damn, I'm trapped by the door. I mean, by the car.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Right, the car robbed me. It's helping him. Yeah, man, you don't know what kind of fouls I got. I'm like, damn. So from here, you may want to go ahead and stick him in his lung, slit his
definitely gonna drop the tool.
throat,
right.
and tell him to drop it. That's all you were trying to do. You weren't really wanting to just stick him for no reason. You want to drop the knife, sir.
It wouldn't be for no reason.
No. It's for no reason. It's for a reason, because you want him to drop the knife.
Right.
Drop the knife, sir. I was just trying to cut his ear, but I hit his carotid artery by accident. Now he's bleeding out and dropping the knife.
Nuggets.
Because you're small, he's bigger than you. If he just drops a knife, now he can physically assault me.
Yeah.
So no. And me, I'm an older man. I'm older than, so I gotta. Hey, man. Look, I don't want to stick you. I really don't. But I'm gonna stick you because one, you gotta drop that knife. And I figured you ain't gonna drop because of my voice. So stick him. Then stick him again. Because I ain't seen him drop the knife yet.
Sorry, my fault.
Oh man, I'm sorry. And then stick him again, just on GP. That one's on GP. And then I get out the car, I take my seatbelt off. So I had to stick you that last time because I gotta get my seatbelt off.
A lot of people don't know what GP is. I thought it was funny.
General principle.
They don't use that for a lot of places. GP.
Yeah, that means general principle.
Yeah, things happen on GP.
That is how we deal with that. Getting out, dealing with the car if he's trying to do that. Now, I told you that happened in real life. Man tried to rob a man he had sitting in his Uber.
Right.
And he had the knife out, and he tried to open the knife. He tried to block his hand like this.
Not gonna work.
No, that does not work.
You're gonna move the hand when you feel this.
And the dude wasn't trained because he would have thought to just cut the dude's arm.
Yeah, I did.
He didn't even think to do that. He just just muscle through and just stab this dude.
Oh, yeah.
16 times. And the dude died. Yes, indeed. So that is how we deal with that. Any other questions on dealing on self-defense from the car? Oh, person sitting behind me. You're screwed. Seriously, if you give a person their back, you become an ancestor.
Yeah, boss.
So imagine behind you in a car.
And you got to focus on driving.
First of all, even in that situation, the one thing I would pull over.
Right.
I'm pulling over, man. I gotta give you your money, man. I got to give you the money, but I got to pull over first. Now, if you say don't pull over, just take your wallet out. Whew, man, that's a dangerous situation. I can still do this though, and this.
Right. Also, if you only got one passenger, you can suggest they sit on this side of you.
Yeah,
that's a little bit
now,
of that ain't directly in your back.
That can work for if it's not passenger, it's a irate lover or cousin or whatever it is.
Right.
And also, I would suggest, because there are some people, there's a kind of a power struggle when it comes with Uber and Lyft. And there are some people who will only want to sit behind the driver. So you have to take control of that and either end the ride or let them know that they must sit on the other side of you, that they cannot sit behind you.
You can do that too.
Yeah, definitely.
They can sit there. Either way, that's dangerous though.
Yeah, you still, but yeah. You have a slight chance.
Slight, very slight. If they're sitting behind you, you have to talk your way out of that one. If he's sitting behind me and he's choking me, they show these videos of people, put the 2 fingers there. No, that shit don't work. That shit doesn't work. If I'm here, is there room behind me? Can you sit behind me, Kunle?
They are you able to hold it?
Or Fabu, either one.
The window.
Huh? Oh. The who?
Yeah,
window.
You would have to work from. You want me to hold that for a second? I can hold a laptop for a second.
Why?
Because it's going to show what he's doing from behind him.
Oh, you're saying from there?
Yeah. So they can see.
So he tries to choke me. And put this on so we can see what they're saying here. Like the record from Marvel with that crowbar. All right, so now he's choking me from behind, whichever way you want. Now this I can stop because I can pluck, so he's not choking me. But now what else can I do? Hey buddy, hey pal. So that ain't working. I can keep him from choking me to death, but
and that's just a what we call the Negro choke. That's not a real choke.
Now if he chokes me with the seatbelt, number one, how you gonna get your 2 fingers in there because you wasn't expecting it? Yeah. Unless you're expecting to be choked. So that's some bullshit. So he's choking now. I'm trying to drive. I would just drive us into
that's
a
all
wall
I can think
and just
of.
Crash us.
Like we got to go together.
You know what I used to do when I was an Uber driver? Well, I used to practice. I don't know if it's practical or not. I used to keep my knife right here on my right side, and I used to think about if somebody grabbed me like that.
Yeah, I can't get it.
I would stick my thumb in, this knife, you know, the flip knife, you can kind of pull out, and you know how you do this.
But it actually is blocked by the seatbelt. I can't pull it. I can't take it out of my pocket like that.
But I was able to get mine out because I didn't have this high center console.
Right, but she does.
So I was able.
Right. So I can't get it out.
But he making a good point. You need to be able to know if you got access, if you can access your tools in your vehicle.
You need to practice that.
Yeah,
so I used to practice, and you know how we do this. What's this number? When you know how
it's like this.
It's
11.
number
11. That's 11.
So I was thinking
It's
about,
11. It goes back behind like that.
but I was thinking like a stab to the since the person.
It can be. It can be a stab too. Yeah. It can be a stab. That's
if you can
that's
get to your
11.
knife.
Right. If I can get to my knife. Now I can get to my knife on this side. When I get to the knife on this side, go ahead. Go ahead. Do the choke. I get to the knife on this side. I can stab your hand. I can do whatever to get out of that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. But remember, I got seconds before I pass out. So I just go for broke. Send it into your face.
Right.
I go for broke. Send it into your face. I go this way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pass it to my right hand. Trying to pass it and you getting choked, you may drop it. I just take my left and try to drive that into you. That would be a bad situation for you.
You have to move
he's
fast. That's something you have to train.
Fast,
You have
right.
to really train that.
And I haven't practiced that, to be honest. So I'm gonna start now.
Yeah, most people when I was driving,
You
Uber
haven't been
would
driving
sit-
like that, so that's probably right. I definitely got you. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was gonna say most people when I was driving Uber would sit on the passenger side because they're worried about their safety. So they would sit over here because they know I would have to.
You would do something, and you would do something if you're about to crash. You're gonna turn that car so you're safe.
Mm.
When I was, in the car with my wife and she got in an accident, she turned the car so she would be safe. It's just instinctive.
Right, yeah.
She wasn't trying to kill me or nothing. And my side hit the mother's car at 55 miles an hour. So I was, but she was fine. That's why when y'all went to the hospital, I was laid up in there and she was sitting in the waiting room. Because she's gonna try. So that's people want to sit back there,
right?
Now you can either do like Omaniki said, the man, look, you gotta sit over there. I don't have nobody sit behind me. Or, and that may not work. Or you gotta be prepared for that. This like this, and you're right, I don't drive anymore. So I don't really practice for that. I need to train it, train my wife on it.
And you never know when you may have to,
Right. So
hit the like button. I see one like up there.
Yeah, hit the like buttons, y'all.
So
now
everybody start looking to see the like.
So this is a scary situation to be in. You got limited movement and everything like that. Over there, I showed you. You can handle that.
Right. This part, the part you're talking about that's scary, that's going. Now you have to use all the tools before that person entered the car. All the self-awareness, situational awareness, looking at that person. Do they smell like they drinking? Is they looking googly-eyed? They looking crazy?
Even then, they can still get you because they may be planning on, I'm going to rob, I'm taking this car.
Right.
So I'm going to look normal. Until it ain't.
So that just means you can take nobody for granted. If they're sitting behind you in that situation, then you have to be alert.
Right.
Can't be too into that zone that's playing.
So this here, it's a dangerous situation. But like I said, carry a knife on both sides if you can carry knives where you're from, because you never know what situation you're going to be in. He gets me here, I want to stab him. Don't try to be like, Superman, I'm going to cut the belt. No, that's not going to work. By the time you cut this belt, if you have to have a really sharp knife. And by the time you cut this belt, you're going to then up that to something else, bust you upside the head. Or they used to be on the belt line now in East Point in the food truck, good as burgers. They often fofo the hard way. I don't leave it.
What are we talking about?
I don't know. This.
Excuse me. Bobby with this touch screen, everything.
Oh.
Just give it a second.
There we go.
Oh, it's not showing. I guess there it is. They often fofo the hard way. I don't leave at all. That training used to be
commonplace for mothers. We're talking about women.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me scroll down that way.
Oh shit.
Let's go this way. Yeah.
Keeping knives, small tasers, pepper spray around the car in reach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but out of
yes,
visibility.
Right. Exactly.
You can't have the shit where he can look and say, "Oh, I can grab this too."
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Or report you, but worse, he don't report you.
Right. He
uses it.
I keep things tucked
because
in my car.
It may not be an Uber situation. It may be I'm just taking him somewhere. I don't want to get in a situation where I have to fight for my life inside this vehicle.
Yeah, well, so all the reasoning and.
But if I have to fight for my life in this vehicle, if you have to fight for your life in your vehicle, make him fight for theirs too. Make him fight for theirs.
Yeah, bro.
Change the paradigm. Change the thing where you were the victim. Now he's the victim. I have to change that because I was fighting for my life. Now let's see. I was able to defend myself. Now let's see. Can you?
Right.
Shaq said, "I'm not."
I'm not in here with you. You're in there. You locked up in here with me. Right.
Great
he has
point.
to understand that. He has to understand that he is also in a confined space. And he has the most deficits than you. More deficits than you have.
Say it all the time. If you touching me, if you touching me, I'm touching you.
Right. Anytime. And we say that, you know.
Yeah.
If you're touching me, I'm touching you. That means I can affect your movements. I can affect how much pain you're feeling.
Yeah, well.
All of that. Okay.
Yeah, well.
So that's the end of our show, unless you have some questions or y'all have some questions.
And if you watch this back or you looking at it back and you have questions, come to our Patreon. Ask us there.
Yes.
We'll be glad to answer. And we'll be we'll put some bonus footage up from this. We get a second. It was a while. We just put part 3 up to our candid classroom.
Now remember,
that was the last installment.
This. Close that door. Yeah, she reaches around here and tries to grab my chain or something like that. Now, I'm not going to use karate techniques or something. If I'm driving, I'm just going to hold it here and drive.
Very simple.
Very simple. That's self-defense technique. Now, I let this car do most of the technique.
It's the tool.
Because she is now running backwards while this car is moving forwards. She's going to lose.
After about 5 miles
and
per hour.
I'm holding, and I'm going to pump that motherfucker to about 40 miles an hour on the street and just jack her up. Once she is falling off balance and stuff, I'm just still driving. I put on some music. And she just, being drugged by the car. It'll break her arm. It'll do all kinds of stuff to her. Okay.
Yeah, people getting out of their cars crazy.
Right now, you can't use. Now you can't leave.
Which one is that from? My manifesto. I can't remember.
You can also take her from here after you've driven a while. Slam her hand into this steering wheel. Okay. And now I drive some more. Now she's gonna break her arm.
Especially when you turn the wheel.
Well, if I stick her hand in there and turn the wheel, yeah. But here she just stuck to that, and I'm driving, and she's being drugged.
Bronx Tale, right?
Okay, I never saw Bronx Tale.
Oh.
Yeah, I never saw Bronx Tale. Isn't that about the black girl in love with the white dude? And then yeah, I never saw it. That's probably why I never saw it. So I heard it was great though, but that's a Bronx Tale. Yeah.
I didn't know it was a real story of the dude. That's his real life story.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, whoever the guy was. Anyway.
But I'm sure his love wasn't looking like the sister who played that part.
Yeah, it was a Bronx Tale.
Yeah, Bronx Tale. I'm sure his sister wasn't looking like that. The one who played that part.
Yeah, they showed them not too long ago together.
She's still fine.
Yep, she's still fine.
She's still fine to this day.
Yep.
So, love I am high. Did you get some rest? Oh, y'all know it. Oh, You put it on Love I Am, huh?
Stop.
After later, then he gets a rest. Oh no, no. I don't know. Love I Am probably a woman. I don't know, but
Well, that's your preference.
I mean,
No, I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
hey,
No,
like
I'm just
that,
messing
nah.
with
might, she might, yeah. I was about to say, might warn her out.
We don't judge on
Chaz
what it
Palminteri. Chaz Palminteri was the father, wasn't he?
No, Robert De Niro was the father. Chess
Oh, really?
was the gangster, yeah. But he's the one who wrote the script.
Yeah, that's his story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wrote the script.
Yep, that's his story.
But he sure didn't marry no black woman because Chaz Palminteri's daughter played in.
You talking about Paul Sorvino?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Paul Sabino. Chaz Palminteri, he doesn't look like somebody that had no.
He don't.
I don't know. I don't know
Italians be
any of
doing
these
that.
people.
Yeah, I mean some Italians look blackish.
Well, you know, they come from our stock.
We see each other in the socials. Okay, I'm just joking, man. You know, I just joke. Remember, people who joke, clown you a lot. They care more for you.
True.
Yep, they're the most loyal, care most for you.
Right.
I had to go search for that fact, justify my foolishness.
So, this is the end of this show. Love y'all. Stay black or whatever it is that you will be. Be safe out here, especially, in this car. Love y'all.
Love
Peace.
y'all.
Peace.
You're not in the shop, you.
It's okay. They see me. They feel my spirit.
They can hear him.